Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Lakshmi finally bailed Rishi out from prison and Rishi finally returned back to the Oberoi's house. And Virendra tells everyone how Lakshmi was able to bail Rishi. So let's continue from there. Malishka goes to Rishi's room to seduce him, but Shalu and Ayush comes there and stops her. Lakshmi asks Rishi to wear his clothes. Rishi asks Ayush to treat Malishka's foot, and only then he will wear his clothes. Ayush calls Shalu and asks her to treat Malishka. Shalu says she will treat Malishka, but Malishka says that she is fine. Ayush asks Malishka if she was pretending to hurt her foot earlier. Rishi asks Malishka if she was pretending. Malishka says no, my leg was sprained. Shalu says she would treat her and she twisted her foot. Malishka shouted and says she is fine. Ayush asks if Malishka is really fine now. Malishka says thank you guys, but I am fine. Ayush asks Malishka to stand up and walk and says thank you to them and then she should leave the room. He says let husband and wife spend time together. Rishi says to Malishka that if you want, then you can take rest here. Malishka thanks Rishi and says that she will rest in Rishi's room. But Ayush tells Shalu that Malishka need more treatment and that is why she should take her to the guest room and they will treat her there. Ayush says that he will punch Malishka's foot and he will lift her up to take her to the guest room, but Malishka might slip and fall. Malishka says she is fine and she gets up and she goes, and Ayush and Shalu also leaves the room. Lakshmi asks Rishi to wear his clothes and come downstairs. Rishi asks, didn't she hear what Ayush said, that lovers should spend time together? Lakshmi is jealous that Rishi asked Malishka to rest in their room earlier, and Lakshmi asks Rishi to calm down and she leaves while Rishi smiles. Neelam tells Virendra that she will make Rishi do the Ravan ritual. She says that the truth should win. Grandma and Virendra says the same. Malishka thinks that Rishi and Lakshmi might be romancing, and I am stuck here. She sees Rishi and asks him to sit. Malishka sits beside Rishi. Lakshmi comes there and she is upset. Malishka thinks that Lakshmi is upset because Rishi did not romance with her, and she thinks that Rishi should kick Lakshmi out of the house. Rishi eats the food and tells Neelam that it is amazing. He says, after you, Lakshmi makes tasty food too. Virendra asks Lakshmi to sit. Neelam asks Malishka to make Rishi have food to increase their love. Rishi looks at Lakshmi. Malishka smiles and looks at Rishi. Malishka is about to make Rishi have the food, and Karishma asks Malishka to show her right on Rishi and says very soon you will marry Rishi. Rishi is about to eat the food from Malishka's hand, but Ayush comes there and says that he got the real pendrive. Malishka drops the food from her hand out of shock after hearing about the pendrive. Lakshmi asks Malishka that what happened, and Malishka lied that the food fell down from her hand out of excitement. Ayush asks Mangesh to play the pendrive. Malishka thinks that she will not spare Balvinda because he lied to her that he has gotten the pendrive. Mangesh shows the CCTV footage, but nothing is in the video. Ayush asks, what is this? Mangesh says, I can arrange for the other corners of the kitchen pendrive. He says someone looted my assistant and stole the pendrive that had all the footage. Mangesh calls Ravi and asks him to get all the video footage again. Malishka thinks that she was almost dead, but thank God that the pen drive doesn't have the kitchen's videos in it. She thinks that she lost the chance to feed food to Rishi when Neelam gave her the chance. She thinks that they are planning to get another pen drive, but she asks Balvinda to steal the pen drive again. Balvinda drinks alcohol and picks his clothes. He thinks if good he wears his clothes because it is thinking. Malishka calls Balvinda and says they have the other footage of the kitchen in the office and they are trying to bring it again. Balvinda asks if they don't have any other work. Malishka says this was Lakshmi's idea and says she feels like suffocating Lakshmi. Balvinda says to Malishka that if she suffocates Lakshmi, then he would also do the same with Rishi and says as long as I have hope to get Lakshmi, then I will fight and I will kill anyone. Malishka says the same goes with Rishi. Balvinda asks Malishka to kill Rishi and says he will kill Lakshmi if they get trapped, and Malishka says I will kill you first if anything happens to Rishi. Balvinda says to Malishka that you had said that you will do the same as me. He says we will not kill Lakshmi or Rishi. Malishka ends the call and thinks to kill Balvinda if anything happens to Rishi. Ayush drops Shalu at her house. Shalu says this trouble is not ending and says my destiny is bad. Ayush says I am ruined because Rishi is bearing you, and he tells Shalu that there's nothing like inauspicious thing. Shalu says to Ayush that Neelam calls Lakshmi as inauspicious many times. Ayush asks Shalu to see the positive side and says that Lakshmi got such a loving husband. Shalu says, but God gave me an idiot like you. Ayush says you should invite me to have tea in your house. Shalu asks Ayush to come. Ayush says Neha will eat my brain, and Shalu says bye. Ayush asks Shalu to go inside. They look at each other again. Ayush says final bye. Shalu says final bye. She started walking and her dupatta is stuck. She says leave my dupatta. She turns and sees Ayush. Ayush says I did not hold your dupatta. Shalu asks why didn't you hold it? It has become dirty. Ayush says he would hold her and her dupatta next time, and they smile looking at each other. Grandma tells Lakshmi that when Rishi will do the Ravan ritual tomorrow during the Dussehra festival, then all their troubles would end. Lakshmi says it would happen. She sees Rishi and says one person should remember something. Rishi stops and he asks that what should I remember? Grandma tries to make Rishi half sliced apple. Lakshmi asks Grandma to eat it and says Malishka will feed Rishi with her hand so that their relationship can get stronger. She says, didn't you try to have food with Malishka's hand? Rishi says, Mom said it, but I did not let her have the food with Malishka's hand. Grandma asks Lakshmi to make Rishi have the apple, and Lakshmi tells Grandma that she did not understand their argument. Grandma asks Lakshmi to make Rishi have the apple. Lakshmi says Rishi will call Malishka to make him have it. Rishi says I will be hungry all life if you don't make me eat. Lakshmi says okay, don't eat. Grandma says your grandfather and I never fought like this. Lakshmi tries to feed Rishi apple without looking at him, and Rishi asks Lakshmi to look because he is sitting here and not there. Lakshmi make Rishi have the food and asks him not to be hungry forever. Rishi says he wants to eat more, but Lakshmi goes. Rishi asks Grandma that how is Lakshmi? I don't understand her. Sometimes she is caring and sometimes she is complaining. He asks if wives are like that. Grandma says yes, wives are like that, and says Lakshmi might get angry, but she never stopped caring for you. Grandma shouted, calling Lakshmi, and she asked her to see what happened to Rishi. Rishi owed his chest, seeing Grandma's acting. Lakshmi come back and asks that what happened. Rishi complains of chest pain and laughs. Grandma also smiles. Lakshmi says to Grandma that you are supporting this stubborn guy, and she asks what is the advantage of making a wise guy understand. Rishi asks what did she say. Grandma asks Rishi to see how Lakshmi cares for him, and Rishi says that is why I like her. Bani worries for Rishi and Lakshmi. Shalu asks her not to take tension and she asks her to eat kheer. She opens the tiffin and finds that the food is less in the tiffin. She asks Bani to eat it. Bani says she cannot eat because she has sworn not to eat sweet until everything gets fine between Rishi and Lakshmi. Shalu gets emotional. Bani says Lakshmi will love her more. Shalu says yes, and Bani makes Shalu have kheer. Lakshmi recalls Malishka falling on Rishi. Rishi comes there. Lakshmi asks if Malishka is fine, and she asks if Rishi was taking Malishka to the hospital. Rishi says I was helping Malishka when she slept. Lakshmi sleeps and says you did not hold me when I slept. She says Malishka was pretending and she was very close to you. She gets closer to Rishi and says Malishka was this much closer. Rishi says I don't believe you, and he asks her to tell him how much close Malishka was with him. He comes near Lakshmi and keeps his head on her head, and a song plays in the background. Malishka tells Kiran that she is still there in Rishi's heart. Kiran believes her. Malishka says whatever I am doing to get Rishi will be fruitful, and Rishi must be yearning for me like I am yearning for him. Kiran says you don't have to worry. Rishi is already yours. Malishka suddenly gets worried about the pendrive and says we should get that footage pendrive anyhow to keep my secret. Balvinda says to Gudu that Rishi must be taking Lakshmi in his embrace and he must be kissing her forehead by now, and I cannot do anything. Gudu asks Balvinda to calm down. Balvinda says Rishi will touch Lakshmi and he will do everything with her. He says I don't know if Lakshmi is my love or my stubbornness. He says I did a mistake. We should have killed Rishi in court. He says now I will kill Rishi, that even his dead body will not be found. He then tells Gudu that he got a good idea. Rishi moves the hair from Lakshmi's forehead and then says sorry to her. Lakshmi says no problem, I accept your apology. She turns to go, but she hit her forehead with the door. Rishi says you are accident prone and he asks her to eat her head with him sometimes. Lakshmi asks what? Rishi asks Lakshmi to show her forehead. He takes her palu and blows air on it and then keeps the palu on Lakshmi's forehead and a song plays in the background. Lakshmi looks at Rishi. Rishi asks if Lakshmi is colliding her head again on the door. Lakshmi says no. Rishi says I am a wise guy. Grandma come there and says you should be closer and not far. She shows them 2 flowers and she keeps them close. Rishi smiles. Lakshmi says there is nothing like that. Grandma asks Rishi to do that work. Rishi asks what work? Grandma gets upset and she goes. Rishi says to Lakshmi that Grandma is thinking that I am stupid and I don't understand her, but I understood. Rishi says Grandma asked me to kiss you, like it happened in old films. He says we should not take her words seriously. Lakshmi says, why did you have to take care of my forehead? And says you need excuses. She says sorry. Rishi says sorry accepted. He says let's go and sleep. Lakshmi says even I have so much work. Tomorrow is the festival, and she goes, while Rishi kisses the flower as Lakshmi goes away from there. Okay guys, so I saw some comments about you guys complaining about the pen drive. Of course, you should know that this is Z World way or ZTV's way. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.